Hello and good morning. You are listening to ZS6STN, the club station of the Sandton Amateur Radio Club, with its weekly bulletin of news and information, which today comes to you from the shack of Chris, ZS6GM. The Sandton Amateur Radio Club bulletin is broadcast every Sunday at 8:45 local time on the following frequencies: 145 700 megahertz FM in the 2-meter band via the Sandton repeater. Also on the ZA Net All-Star Network to linked repeaters, and on 7115 kilohertz lower sideband in the 40-meter band from the shack of Allman Knoll ZR6DX. In today's bulletin, we have a summary of the SARL news, club birthdays and club news, general ham radio topics, a topic of technical interest, call-ins, and a swap shop on 40 meters and on 2 meters. Let's begin with a summary of the South African radio news, league news for Sunday the 5th of January 2025. In the news today, the ZS100 SARL call sign, rise in the RF noise floor, which will be discussed at SCTS, and SARL awards, trophies, and motions. We begin today's bulletin with the news of a silent key. It is great sadness that we announce the passing of Chris Pretorius, ZS1 Foxtrot Charlie, on Friday the 3rd. He was a valued member of the amateur community and will be deeply missed. Our thoughts are with his family and friends at this time. You're listening to a news bulletin of the South African Radio League, brought to you by the Sandton Amateur Radio Club. ZS100 SARL call sign. If you would like to operate the ZS100 SARL call sign during 2025, then get an application form via the link on the front page of the SARL website. That's www.sarl.org.za. A reminder that the SARL Centenary Marathon QSO Party and CQTX Marathon started at 0001 UTC on Wednesday the 1st of January. Get all the information you need from dxmarathon.com. That's dxmarathon.com. January to 2025 Radio ZS. The January 2025 issue of Radio ZS is available from the League website, www.sarl.org.za. Click on Publications in the left-hand menu, and then Radio ZS downloads. Rise in RF noise floor will be discussed at the SARL Centenary Technical Symposium. The increasing level of the noise floor of the radio frequency spectrum is of great concern to radio amateurs in the broadcast industry. As more and more electronics are being deployed and installation of solar power systems escalate, there's a need to increase the monitoring of the RF noise floor and identify problem installations. The Deutsche Amateur Radio Club has developed the ENAMS system, a sophisticated RF noise monitoring system which has been installed at over 50 sites in Germany, and there are a few systems in other countries. The SARL has developed a much simpler system based on a Raspberry Pi with software developed by Anton Jankowski, ZR6AIC. The RF noise monitoring will be discussed in detail at the SARL Technical Symposium on Saturday the 22nd of March, with guidelines on how to set up a system at your station. The event will be virtual and hosted on the WebEx video platform in order to encourage as many radio amateurs and technology enthusiasts in South Africa and beyond our borders. We would like you to participate. The theme of the symposium is 100 Years of Technology in Amateur Radio, the Foundation for Continuous Innovation. The event will run from 09 to 15 Central African Time, or 07 to 13 hours UTC on the 22nd of March. Proposals for papers and presentations are now called for. If you'd like to submit a summary by the 31st of January, mail SARL Symposium at amateurradio.org.za. That's SARL 100 Symposium at amateurradio.org.za. SARL Awards, Trophies and Motions. The SARL has 3 Technical Excellence Awards: the ICOM Excellence Award, the Tinus Langer 7066 Technical Excellence Award, and the SATI Technology Award. If you
are an SARL member and would like to apply for an award or nominate someone for an award, visit www.sarl.org.za, log into the members section and download the necessary documents. SARL AGM motions. In terms of Rule 11.3, the SARL invites members to submit motions for discussion at the 2025 SARL AGM. In terms of Rule 11.3.1, the SARL Secretary invites members to submit discussion points for the 2025 SARL AGM. The awards, nominations, and motion and discussion point documents are available from the members section of the SARL website. If you are submitting a document, please collect all the signatures on one document, convert the document to PDF, and submit it to the Secretary, SARL, by no later than Friday the 31st of January 2025, and only use the address for the Secretary, which is secretary@sarl.org.za. Contest news. The PAIRS National VHF and UHF contest will take place from 10 to 12 January 2025, and it's open to all licensed amateurs in the RSA, including non-members of the SARL, as well as to amateurs from neighboring states. This is a 44-hour dual contest for analog and digital modes, and it's divided into two sessions that will spread out activity over the contest period and reflect changes of propagation. The first 22-hour session of the VHF-UHF contest starts at 16 hours UTC on Friday the 10th and closes at 14 hours UTC on Saturday the 11th. The second 22-hour session commences immediately after the 14-hour UTC close on Saturday the 11th and ends at 12 hours UTC on Sunday the 12th of January 2025. Please refer to page 71 of the SARL contest manual for the rules, and the contest manual may be downloaded from the SARL website and is available to members and to non-members. The upcoming QRP contest series kicks off with the QRP contest, and it kicks off on Saturday the 18th of January at 0900 CAT and runs until 11 hours with activity on 40, 20, and possibly even the 10-meter band. The contest details and various award categories can be found on page 42 of the 2025 contest manual. This means you have 2 weeks, and only 2 weeks, to plan your strategy to get ready for on the 18th of January. As you already know, we would like everyone to participate and submit logs, whether you run QRP, and also compete in the 1 Watt Challenge or run as a chaser at any power level. Contest details and various award categories can be found on page 42 of the 2025 contest manual, or visit the SARL upcoming events diary. Here's a quick summary of some changes for 2025 in the QRP contest. There are now only 3 modes, phone CW and FT8 on 40 and 20 meters, and 10 meters may be used during the second hour. The 1 Watt Challenge category has been introduced, and a radio type category and power distance mode combo bonus are included. Please diarize now to join in the fun and experimentation on the 18th of January for the summer leg of the 2025 SARL QRP. Propagation report. Hannes Kutsia, ZS6STN, reports that activity is expected to be low at moderate levels. There are currently 12 sunspot regions with simple to slightly complex magnetic configurations. There is a high probability for C-class flares and low to moderate possibility for M-class flares. If you want to do your own frequency predictions, the expected effective sunspot number for the week will be around 149. Please visit spaceweather.sansa.org.za. That's spaceweather.sansa.org.za for further propagation information. And then, just as a matter of interest, there is an HF fade-out warning in effect in the southern hemisphere as issued by the Australian Space Weather Centre, and frequencies will be severely depressed for today and possibly into tomorrow as well. So that concludes the summary of the SARL news for today. And next we have the Sandton Amateur Radio Club news. Now please have a pen and some paper handy to note dates for your diary at the end of this bulletin. Let's begin with birthdays. We congratulate the following members on their birthday and wish them a blessed, happy, healthy and successful year ahead. On the 2nd, already celebrated Glyn Furry, ZS6STN. Yesterday, Dion Solomon. On the 8th of January, James Durant, ZS6 X-Ray Lima. On the 10th, Brandon Zietzman, chairman on ZS6LZ. On the 11th, Reinhard Hoffman and Mohammed Majid. And on the 14th, Kevin Nike. So happy birthday, many happy returns to all of you. Club news. Regular club get-togethers. The Sandton Amateur Radio Club, ZS6STN committee, is planning to organize regular club get-togethers starting once a month, and if there is interest from members, more frequently. The gatherings will be held at CJ's, which is at 11 Kildoon Road in Bryanston. And remember that the success of these events is dependent entirely on your participation. Watch out for an announcement about our first event for 2025. Power Hour Tech Talk. This is an early reminder to diarize Wednesday, the 29th of January at 19 hours local time for the Sandton Amateur Radio Club Power Hour Tech Talk. The Power Hour is hosted on Zoom, and listen out on club bulletins and on the WhatsApp group for the topic. Come on, Santonites, get involved and participate. How about volunteering to present a tech talk on any subject? You don't need to be an expert. Just sharing your experience with others is a great way to further our hobby. The club will supply the platform, so you just need to add your voice. Please subscribe to the ZS6STN YouTube channel for audio downloads of previous Power Hour Tech Talks. And the link is youtube.com/ that's the ampersand ZS6STN. So youtube.com/ ZS6STN. ZS6STN repeater. A 4-stack antenna has been installed on the 700 repeater, and the All-Star and Echolink connectivity has been reinstated. The repeater working group is aware of some interference because of the improved repeater sensitivity and has consequently tightened the squelch sensitivity as a temporary measure. Reports on operating coverage would be appreciated, and if you experience any difficulty, please do let us know details and your location and working conditions. The best way to do it is through the ZS6STN WhatsApp group. Dipole newsletter. The Dipole is the Sandton Amateur Radio Club monthly newsletter. It's the forum to share and discuss amateur radio activities of particular interest to club members. Now it's your turn. Help raise the interest factor and consider submitting an article of interest for publication. Sandton Amateur Radio Club contest participation. Diarize the 18th of January for the SARL QRP competition. Many of our club members participate, and some even set up field stations to take advantage of noise-free and uncluttered operating environments. I even saw a tongue-in-cheek message about establishing a station on the beach. Richard, ZR6 Delta Echo, would love to hook up with any other members to work from a field station. So please contact Richard if this is you, and do let us know if you're planning to set up any stations for the QRP contest. Now grab that pencil and paper mentioned earlier and make some notes. These are the dates that you'll want to put in your diary. The 8th of January, the SARL NARC office opens. The 10th to the 12th of January, the Peers National VHF-UHF contest. 15th of January, if you have children at school, the provincial schools open. 18th of January, 9 to 11 Central African Time, is the SARL QRP contest hosted by the Sandton Amateur Radio Club. 25th of January, the SARL Saturday 40-meter club contest. Now, you really need to participate in that and help grow the Sandton Club points. So diarize that as well. And I know that it's 20 days away, but those 20 days will flash by before you know where you are. Then the 29th of January, Sandton Power Hour Tech Talk. We don't have to have a topic, and if you have something that you'd like to present, please get in touch with the committee and offer your services, and they'll tell you all about how to do it. Then the 31st of January is the closing date for SARL AGM motions and award nominations, and registration opens for the RAE also on that date. So contact RAE at sarl.org.za, RAE at sarl.org.za. Then a month away, the first flea market of the new year. On the 1st of February, it's the Pretoria Amateur Flea Market and Boot Sale, which takes place at the Antique Car Club. And then on the 4th of February, the Sandton Amateur Radio Club Committee meeting. That's the first formal meeting of 2025. Okie dokes. So that's our news for today. And before I get on to our technical topic, I'd like to call in Keith, ZS6HI, for any additional club news. So it's over to you, Keith.
Good morning to all on frequency, and a Happy New Year if I haven't wished you before. And thank you very much, Chris. The broadcast has been well received at my QTH. I think you've covered the majority of it. I think we just would like to mention a news article that I submitted a bit late was the RAE. So Gerrit, the ZS6GVH, and Samir, ZS6EDC, have been arranging our RAE classes for 2024. So the first semester for the exam that will be written in April will start during January, and these are virtual classes and open to all people around South Africa who have an interest in obtaining their amateur radio license. So if they are not close to another club, or not close to classes at another club, or another club is not offering classes, you're most welcome to invite them to attend the Sandton Amateur Radio Club's RAE classes. It's open to all. They may still obviously have to complete an HF assessment in their local area, unless they obviously can travel through to Gauteng, because we arrange HF assessments and antenna builds during the RAE classes for the students as well. So please do remember that you can submit anybody's name if they are interested, or they can reach out to the RAE team on RAE at ZS6STN.org.za. I repeat, RAE at ZS6STN.org.za. And whilst we're on that subject, a big thank you to all the lecturers that take the time out for these classes, and to Gerrit and Samir for the organization thereof. And then, yes, Chris, I'd like to just repeat, if you don't mind, the 18th of January is our QRP contest, the SARL QRP contest, of which and I would very much like to have a great turnout from ZS6STN. And you've also mentioned the 40-meter club contest, and yes, we always seem to come in third place or thereabouts, and it would be wonderful if we got a few more people participating from the club, earning points, submitting their logbooks, and getting us up into at least second place. Remember, we took the West Rand on with the field station, the field day weekend, and we got them last year. So we've got to keep our crown this year. So let's certainly try and get that going. And you did mention club meetings at CJ's, and we will announce that in the near future as well. Thank you, Chris. ZS6STN and ZS6HI.
Thank you very much, Keith. ZS6HI, ZS6GM, and thanks also just for reiterating the importance of participation by our club members in the contest. And let's do it high. I have a bit of a conflict because I'm also a member of West Rand, and I know that Sandton and West Rand are great. What should we say? Not enemies, but they like to compete against each other. So I have to make sure that I divide my communications equally between them. Today's technical discussion is all about new battery technology
that will change the future. Some of it is almost available. Others are in process, but they will be happening quite soon if we look at how quickly battery technology has developed, mostly driven by electric vehicles and by portable devices. Well, your phone is about to go dead again and you can't find a place to plug it in. Your laptop is getting hot. Is the battery about to catch fire? How far from home should you drive your electric vehicle? And load shedding hits again and your backup system is low on charge. Well, as these scenarios become increasingly common, it's clear that we need batteries that can store more, last longer, charge faster, and are safer to use. Unfortunately, there are a number of new battery technologies coming our way. And I've managed to find 6 new technologies that will be of interest to us. And the first is the nanobolt lithium tungsten battery. These batteries use carbon nanotubes to provide unique characteristics. Researchers at N1 Technologies, Inc. in the States have been working on developing battery anode materials. They've discovered a means to add tungsten and carbon multi-layered nanotubes that bond to a copper anode structure and build up a web-like nanostructure. This forms a huge surface for more ions to attach to during recharge and discharge cycles. The result is that the nanobolt lithium tungsten battery charges faster and stores more energy than previous battery designs. And the great thing is that these nanotubes are ready to be cut to size for any lithium battery technology. If you want to find out more about these, go to nanoboltbattery.com. That's nanoboltbattery.com. Then the second battery technology is zinc manganese oxide batteries. Now, we've already used zinc manganese oxide batteries, but a team at the U.S. Department of Energy's Pacific Northwest National Laboratory have found an unexpected chemical conversion reaction in zinc manganese oxide batteries. While investigating conventional assumptions, the team discovered that if the process can be controlled, it can increase energy density in conventional batteries without increasing cost. That makes the zinc manganese oxide battery a possible alternative to lithium ion and lead acid batteries, especially for large-scale energy storage and battery backup systems, and even to support a nation's electricity grid. And we know that Eskom's busy installing battery systems to take care of peak demand. Then the third is something called organosilicon electrolyte batteries. Organosilicon electrolyte batteries. Well, one of the problems with lithium-based batteries is the danger of the electrolyte catching fire or exploding. In 2022, the Federal Aviation Administration in the U.S. reported at least 62 incidents involving lithium-ion batteries on airplanes and in airports. These lithium battery-related events involve smoke, fire, or extreme heat, and the FAA is aware of and should not be considered a complete listing of all such incidents. So they're only aware of 62, but there could be a lot more. As more personal devices are powered by lithium-ion batteries, a number of these incidents has risen sharply over the past decade. And in 2014, the FAA reported only 9 incidents, and then 62 incidents in 2022. So searching for something safer than carbonate-based solvent systems and lithium-ion batteries, the University of Wisconsin-Madison chemistry professors Robert Hamer and Robert West developed organosilicon-based liquid solvents. The resulting electrolytes can be engineered at molecular level for industrial, military, and some consumer lithium-ion battery markets. So these are new organosilicon-based liquid solvents. So if you want to know more about this, go to the website Silatronics at silatronics.com, silatronics.com, and go and check it out. Then the fourth of the battery technologies that I have found is something called gold wire nanowire gel electrolyte batteries. So it's gold nanowire gel electrolyte batteries.
While seeking a better electrolyte for lithium-ion batteries, researchers at the University of California, Irvine, experimented with gels, which are not as combustible as liquids. They tried coating gold nanowires with manganese dioxide, then covered them with electrolyte gel. While nanowires are generally too delicate to use in batteries, the coating makes them more resilient. Now, the interesting thing is when researchers charged the resulting electrode, they discovered that it went through 200,000 cycles without losing its ability to hold a charge, and that compares to about 6,000 cycles in a conventional battery. And I found this information on computerworld.com, so go and check it out. Then the fifth of the new battery technology is something called tank-to string cell batteries. Well, one of the challenges to the use of electric vehicles is the slow recharging process. You can't simply pull into a petrol station and top up your battery in the way you fill up your fuel tank. So this company was seeking a way to turn hours into minutes. A liquid is just a bunch of tiny molecules that can organize themselves inside a container in the most compact and efficient way possible through what's called a random packing. So what if we could make battery units behave the same way, with similar handling characteristics of liquid fuel, essentially behaving like a bunch of very big molecules? Tank 2 looked at modularizing a battery, and they developed their string cell battery that contains a collection of small independent self-organizing cells. Each string cell consists of a plastic enclosure covered with a conductive material that allows it to quickly and easily form contacts with others. An internal processing unit controls the connections to the electrochemical cell, and it facilitates quick charging of an EV. The little balls contained in the battery are sucked out and swapped for recharge cells at the service station, and then the cells can be recharged by the service station at off-peak hours. So these little balls are slightly egg-shaped, and they have contacts on the outside, and they have smart technology and battery storage within. So it'll be very interesting to see how these work. So go and check out Tank 2 string cell on Google, Tank 2 string cell. I find it fascinating. Right, then the sixth technology, which is of interest, and it's called single crystal electrode lithium-ion battery. Single crystal electrode lithium-ion battery. Researchers have been testing a new type of battery that uses single crystal electrodes. Over several years, they found that technology would keep 80% of its capacity after 20,000 charge and discharge cycles, where the normal cell will be between 2,500 and 6,000 discharge recharge cycles. Researchers say that the number of cells would be equivalent to driving about 8 million kilometers in an electric vehicle. And this is within striking distance of having the battery last longer than the other parts of the vehicle. Researchers employed synchrotron X-ray diffraction to study the wear on the electrodes, and one interesting result is that after use, single crystal electrodes show very little degradation. According to reports, the batteries are already in production, and you can expect to see them used more often in the near future. The technology shows a promise, too, for demanding battery applications like UPS systems and grid storage. Well, I think that's fascinating, and certainly one of the challenges with any portable devices or mobile devices is how do we get enough storage into batteries, or enough capacity, fast enough, with enough storage capacity, and sufficient discharge cycles in order to make things really efficient. So I think watch out for these technologies. All right, that's our Tech Talk for today. Well, that concludes today's bulletin of the Sandton Amateur Radio Club. If you have any questions or would like to become a member of the club or participate in our activities, please do send an email to info@ at ZS6STN.org.za. Info at ZS6STN.org.za. Well, thank you for listening, and we look forward to seeing you next Sunday morning at 8:45 for the Sandton Amateur Radio Club Bulletin. This is ZS6STN, operated by ZS6 Golf Mike, now off and clear. Bye-bye.